You guys, every single time you feel insecure, every single time you lack self-belief, this is just an internal notification from your body, from your mind, from your heart, telling you to do the work you know you need to do. Everybody says they don't know the path to their goals. And no, of course you don't know the exact path step by step all the way to the end. Otherwise you would have already achieved it. But what you do know the next step, guys. That's your conscience. That's your conscience, your body telling you to move one step closer to your purpose, and it will present it right in front of you every day. If you look in the mirror and you think, oh, I'm fat, that's your conscience telling you, move one step closer, lose the fat. You think, oh, I don't like it here in the UK, that's your conscience telling you to level up and relocate. You look at the girl you've been seeing for 6 months and you think you love her. That's your conscience telling you to pursue it further. You lack finance. That's your conscience telling you to level up your value, your knowledge, your skills, to get the promotion, to start the business, to start. Everything is just to start, guys. Your conscience will show you the next step, and that's what it's all about. But most of you guys don't follow your conscience, and that's why you're not where you want to be. Everybody's had these notifications, these insecurities, these lacks of self-belief, but most guys don't follow it because, one, you're not even self-aware. You're living like a bot. You're living stuck in the day-to-day, going round in cycles. I remember, guys, back in the day, this was me. I'm from a small town in the UK, a big town actually, but a small place in the UK called Huddersfield, right? And it's crazy. I used to think that Huddersfield was the world. Everyone I knew in Huddersfield, I thought like if everyone in Huddersfield knew, the world knows. Like Huddersfield is so small, guys. But you've got to be more self-aware. You can't think that like you're just going through this life and like that's it. You've got to zoom out. You've got to take some serious perspective, guys. And that's when you will level up. So become more self-aware. How do you do that? Get on a flight, look out the window. That's the first thing that I think of when I travel. I think, oh God, this is actually, what the fuck am I doing? I'm just a tiny little ant on this planet. But guys, go sit down in your room every evening, journal, write down your thoughts. What went well? What didn't go well? What's my new perspective for the day? And if I'm completely honest with myself, where am I right now? Did I give it everything? Where do I want to be? Because if you're just stuck going round in cycles, doing what everyone around you is doing, you're never gonna follow your conscience. You're just in autopilot. Autopilot is the biggest killer. Get the fuck out of autopilot. Everything needs to be intentional. Everything needs to be a conscious thought. That's the key, guys. If you look at a guy in the gym or walking down the street and he looks jacked, he looks shredded, he's got muscle, go ask him how he got there. He's not gonna go, you know what, Tom, I don't know. I think I just woke up. Like, fuck me, guys. You go ask the guy who's got the big business, who's got the lifestyle, how did you get here? He's not gonna go, good question, Tom, I don't know. He's gonna fucking know exactly how he got there because he had a plan and he took action. He followed his conscience one step, he followed it the next step. For each step, he had a plan. He didn't need the plan A to Z. He just followed his next step. So like, guys, you're not self-aware enough to even listen to your conscience. You're blocking it out. You're hiding from it. Or you just don't trust yourself. A lot of guys hear their conscience. They look in the mirror every single day and they're like, you're fat. You're fat, Tom. You need to lose the weight. Tom, those arms are looking a bit skinny. You need to put some tissue on. Those finances aren't looking too good in that bank account. You could do with learning some valuable skills and some more money. Conscience is telling all of you guys this every day. The reason I know this is because I've been there. I've done this. I still listen to my conscience every single day. There's an infinite amount of levels, guys, on this planet. Your conscience never stops. You always have to keep pursuing it. That's your journey. That's where fulfillment comes from. You can be anywhere you want, living any level lifestyle in any body. But as soon as you stop, you're unfulfilled. Now, how do you build the trust then to follow your conscience and get the belief, to trust it? Well, this is where self-worth comes in. The only way to build self-worth so you can trust yourself when you hear that conscience saying lose the fat, you don't currently do it because you don't believe you can do it. You don't improve your finances and make a conscious effort because you don't believe you can. Now, how do you believe? You have the self-worth, and that comes from the work. This is why, guys, my VIP program, the Physique and Mindset program, where we build you into who you need to become to actually start achieving big things. The foundation of that program is 5 simple habits. Wake up early, do some personal development reading from good authors, physique, mindset, personal development. We then basically train hard like a fucking savage 7 days a week. Whether that's weight training, whether that's cardio, whatever, we hit our macros and we remove vices. No processed foods, no sleeping around with scruffs, no porn, no alcohol, no drugs. When you start compounding, doing that work, ticking those ticks every single day, guys, you accumulate a lot of self-worth. I had this again the other day. I got some new skincare product I was sent, and I was doing it, and I did 2 days of it. Nothing had even started happening yet, but like my self-worth increased because I was doing the work. I was moving closer to the goal. You will have no self-worth if you're not making a conscious effort to move towards a goal. But these 5 things, these 5 habits that my guys all follow, they guarantee you always move towards your goal every day. Now, I go into a lot more depth on these guys. I've got a self-mastery guide. I'll plug it below this video. Download that. There's fucking loads of stuff in there that you can get stuck into, but that's what you need to do, guys. But guys, I'm gonna give you a few examples. This is where I've followed my conscience. My conscience is the only reason. Conscience and taking action because of self-belief. Okay, so I decided when I was about 18 years old that I was disgusted. I knew this before, but I was disgusted with my physique. I was the skinny, fat, lanky. I was called a lamppost. I was called lanky. I was a beanpole. Everywhere I went. But I was also fat. I had the tubby belly, guys, and it was awful. And I started, you know what, for me, guys, it was just, I had a job in engineering and it made me wake up early. I had to wake up at 4 a.m. every single day. So I'd wake up and I'd do some form of study in the morning, and then I'd go to work and I'd do training after work at like 9 p.m. It was just all over the place at the start. But just me following those habits initially gave me enough worth, because I was like, I'm waking up every day, I'm doing this, I'm doing this, I'm doing this consistently. I was like, yeah, of course I'll be able to build my physique if I put my mind to it. And that's what you want inside. You want to build that confidence where it's like, if I want to be the best piano player in the world, I will be. If I want to be the best snowboarder in the world, I will be. And that just comes from when you've got consistent habits, because you know when you do consistent habits that you consistently get better. And it's just a case of doing the reps with the right stuff. So when I decided I wanted to take my physique to the top, I did exactly that. That day, about 3 minutes later, had 500 pounds in my account at the time, apprentice wage engineer, had bills to pay, had car, had rent, and I was like, oh, fuck it, straight in the moment. I knew I had to follow my conscience. And I went, I invested in the coach, £450. I think it was like 2 PT sessions a month and online coaching, right? The online coaching was the game changer, because obviously that was my lifestyle, it was my habits, it was my nutrition, my programming. But I just also had, at the time when I was younger, I had a guy who was just helping me in the gym as well, okay? And this was it. Then I had a program to follow. I followed my conscience. When I moved to Dubai, guys, well, let's actually rewind a bit. Let's keep this in chronological order. I built a really good physique. I did a photo shoot prep. I was in amazing shape. I was like 6% body fat, built a lot of muscle tissue. And I was like, I want my own coaching business. Like, I want to be the best coach. Physique-wise, photo shoot prep, elite conditioning, aesthetics. This was me. And again, I decided it that day. I decided to quit my job, and literally just went in blind. Had to then go do a qualification and then go find a job. I had no job lined up. This was initially when I started out and I got into PT before I built the full online business, right? And that was a following my conscience. I could have had that thought and let it slide, like a lot of people do. They're not aware that they're having these thoughts and they're just going around like a bot. Or they hear it, but they don't trust it, and they're still in the same spot when they had the thought 3 years ago. I had this thought 4 or 5 years ago, guys, and I'm now here, living in a $6 million apartment in Dubai, with over 1,000 transformations from our clients, physique-wise. We shifted that into physique and mindset personal development coaching. And this is now life-changing results from a mindset standpoint, from a physique standpoint, all around personal development and success in life. I also got to a point where we were so successful as a brand, guys, and I was getting so many people asking, my conscience was, Tom, you should help other people do what you've done as well. And help people build brands, help people build the coaching knowledge that I'd invested thousands, multi-six figures into my self-education with the money I'd earned from my coaching, reinvested back into my own self-education. And I was like, Tom, you've got to help other people do this. There's so many, hundreds, thousands, millions of guys who want to be in your position, have your lifestyle, have your physique, have your clientele, get the results you get for your clients. There's so many guys who just are itching to help people, but can't do it. And my conscience said, you've got to do it. 10 minutes later, I had a product made in the making. People think about things too long. People doubt it. And I knew I was the guy. I was like, I've done it. I'm a walking image of the product I would have. So of course, and I made it and then just run with it. I evolved it. All my products are constantly evolving every single week. You don't have to have the final thing. Your conscience is just telling you the next step, start it. Then my conscience is telling me, oh, throw this into the group calls. Oh, throw this on the one-on-one calls. Oh, you should program this way. I'm following my conscience. When I moved to Dubai, that was a very following my conscience. It was like impulsive, but controlled. It was, you need to go to Dubai, Tom. Like, you shouldn't be in the UK. You're earning a lot of money. You've got a big brand and you're going to have a bigger impact. Being in Dubai, your mindset's going to be better. You're going to be in the sun. And I was like, yeah, I need to go. I booked it, a 2-week trip to go test it out. I was like, yeah, I need to follow it. Booked a 2-week trip for in 2 weeks' time. Anyway, I got further through that day and I was like, no, I can't wait 2 weeks. And I went back online and booked it for that night. So I went the same day and I just fucked off to Dubai for 2 weeks. I got to the apartment, the first apartment I had at Jumeirah living, a really nice 1-bed apartment. But I was just there on Airbnb for 2 weeks originally. I got in there, I opened the door, I could smell it, I could see the city view. And I just turned around to the guy who was welcoming me in for the holiday visit. And I went, I'll take it long term. And he got the card machine out and I just paid 2 months up front. And then I was on a rolling contract. And that was it. I moved. There and then, in the moment my conscience told me to, I just listened and I adopted. You gotta learn to trust it. And then I was like, last year, Tom, you need to go Bali. I was working on another one of the products within our brand, EO1, and I wanted to go ghost, and I also wanted to disappear. I'm always a big fan, like sometimes you just gotta go ghost, you gotta go monk. 6 months personal development training camp. Everything was on mute. No socials. No socials. It was just work. Business networking and grinding in the office. 3 a.m. wake up every single day. In bed by 8 p.m. every single day. And it was just read, study, invest in coaches, invest in mentors. In that time frame, I invested 6 figures into personal development. I was just going crazy. And I got there and I loved it. I got a mad villa there. And like, again, I'm always back and forth, but that was just a moment of following your conscience. Something was saying, Tom, you need to go disappear. You need to go level up. You need to get away from the Dubai distraction. When I was previously on the marina, and like at the start, when I first got here, I was a little bit caught up in it all. Whereas now I'm away on Blue Waters, it's really quiet. It's very nice. It's a very wealthier. It's very peaceful. There's not much going on. It's actually really quiet. But yeah, I needed to get away from that marina life. So I did that. Guys, follow your conscience. That's all I can say. And right now, I'll be honest, if you want to know what my current conscience is telling me, it's telling me you need a trip to Miami. You need to explore the Miami scene. You need to get on some Miami podcasts. You need to do some big time networking. I feel like your conscience is like a notification from, I don't know, the planet, like not in a spiritual way, but like it's like a calling from something within you, and it's like you've got to follow this. And I don't miss, guys. If I'm being called to do it, I'll do it. I had it the other week, actually. I was sat here with my missus, and I was at my office. I'd just come off a call, and she walks in. She was like, "What are we going to do this Saturday?" And I was like, looked at the diary, and I was like, let's go to Bali for 10 days. And I literally just opened my phone, first class tickets, mad villa, booked Bali in the moment. My conscience told me to. So you have to follow your conscience to get where you need to go. But then you've also got to build your life so you can follow your true conscience. That's it, guys. Do what you got to do, guys. Follow it. If you need to build the physique, you need to lose a body fat, do it. Your body's saying you should hire the coach, hire the coach. Your body's saying relocate, your body's saying start the side hustle. Do it, just start, and when you start, your conscience will tell you the next step. But you need to instill the 5 daily habits, guys, because that's what's going to build the worth to actually trust your conscience, guys. Let's get it, let's go. Check out the self-mastery guide below. Also hit me up on Instagram, let's connect on there at Tom D. Pearson if you don't already. And I'll speak soon. See you in the next video. Let's go.